up the blitz. Flag is thrown. There's your first down and a lot more for Demaryius Thomas.
9-9
Swing and a shot by Freeman. Deep into the night. Back-to-back homers for the Braves. Blake Griffin will turn. Shoot a free from the win. Foul. They go. They cut the big land. They go.
All right, good evening. It's Friday night. You know what that means. It's time for the number one sports podcast in the world. It's time for Sports4U. Live on YouTube. I'm John. Pulling up a chair right now is Mark. We're live on your TV screens, on your laptops, on your desktops, on YouTube and X. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for Sports4U and Townhouse Media Culture Clash. Scan that QR code right there.
I was had to season some stuff for tomorrow. So.
You cooking tomorrow?
Some turkey chops.
Ooh, these are big steaks. What kind of steak is this?
T-bone.
What you gonna eat with it?
Steak.
You not eat that?
Not tonight, I'm not.
You supposed to have something to eat.
So hit that, scan that QR code right there for Sports4U Culture Clash. So we live on the Friday night.
You want a knife or you just go eat it with you?
I don't need a knife. It's tender, man.
Oh, thank you. What's up, Bella? What up, Sam?
Right.
So, yeah. Shout out. So shout out.
Damn, what up with it?
What? So shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We got lots to talk about tonight. Obviously, we got some NBA Cup. Near the end of the NBA Cup right now. Right now, the Rockets, they was down by 12 just now. They done ramped it up, and now they're only down by 1 against the Nuggets. The Cavs beat the Pacers earlier tonight. These games are all over on Prime Video. So this new streaming deal, this new TV deal is NBA's. It's still getting. It's time. I'm getting adjusted to it. Obviously, these games on Prime. Obviously, you still got games on ESPN. You have games on NBC.
I did.
So we gotta. So it's been good. But Mark, see you on a Friday. Obviously, we got a lot to talk about today.
Good.
So hope everybody has a good weekend. We're getting close to the holiday. But let's talk some NBA first before we get into the NFL. I'm gonna stall Mark out on the NFL talk right now. Let's talk about the big news of the day yesterday. And that was involving the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously, we know now the Lakers got new ownership under Mark Walter, and they're going to make some changes. One of those changes came yesterday with the announcement that effective immediately that they terminated Jesse and Joey Buss from their respective front office positions. The younger brothers, the youngest of the Buss brothers.
What was the position?
So Joey Buss, who's this one right here, the one without the hat, he ran the South Bay Lakers. Jesse, the younger one right here, he was assistant general manager and scout, and one of the top scouts. So he was one of the guys who was out there that found us the Kyle Kuzmas, the Austin Reeves. I could say you throw Josh Hart in there as well. He found those guys. He found those gems. He found Jordan Clarkson. He found the Jordan Clarksons of the world. Alex Caruso. He was going on doing those trips.
He was pretty good. He was doing pretty well then.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's these are now this is the story when it comes to Joey and Jesse. We all know Jeannie. We all know Janie. We know Johnny. We know Jim. Nobody knew about these two until the 2009 finals when the Lakers beat Orlando. And they came on stage and we was like, who are these two younger? When the heck did Dr. Buss have younger sons? Like, I mean, that doesn't shock me one bit. I mean, you know Dr. Buss's resume. But Who were these two younger? We'll come to find out they had a different mother from the four older kids. So obviously they sided with Jeannie when the whole situation happened with their two older brothers, and look where it got them. Now here's where the situation comes in. Why you people wondering why did they lose their positions? Obviously, I told people this from the jump. Once Mark Walter is going to evaluate, he's not going to just go in there and make wholesale changes. And let me explain what this. One of the reasons that might have gotten the Bus brothers on the outside. Out of all the family, when they came to make the vote for selling, bro, they were the only two that voted against the sale.
Oh.
And let me explain why. And it's kind of easy. They figure once Jeannie decided to step down, they got next.
Right.
Well, Jeannie didn't see it that way, and they were out. Clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
Let me the Bruss brothers did release a statement. I'll read that to you guys. This is from Shams Charania of ESPN. We are extremely honored to have been part of this organization for the last 20 seasons. Thank you, Laker Nation, for embracing our family every step of the way. We wish things could be different with the way our time ended with the team. At times like this, we wish we could ask our dad what he thinks about it all. I'm gonna focus on that last quote. From Joey and Josie Buss on bringing up their father, the late great Dr. Jerry Buss, to be the greatest owner in sports history. At times like this, we wish we could ask our dad what he would think about it all. Well, Dr. Buss was a gambler. He was a poker player. So he would definitely take a roll of the dice. What up, JoJo? He would definitely take a roll of the dice. And this is a $10 billion investment. And the Lakers cashed out. They cashed out at the right time. Mark Walter's been around. And that's exactly, and I said this. This was going to be a process. This wasn't going to be no instant move. Now, I'm gonna shout out to our boy Sam. He hit me up when he saw this news. And he asked me, and he basically saying was changes happening to the front office. Rob Pelinka gonna get fired. I waited all day to talk about this. I'll take this quote off the stage. I'm trying to quote off the screen from the Buss brothers talking about their dad. But I think their dad would be happy if the situation called for change. Their dad would have made change. This is why Dr. Buss had Jerry West around for so many years. Yes, this is what Mark Walter and the Guggenheim Group did with the Dodgers. They didn't just come in there and fire people. I know people think when they saw that the Buss brothers got fired yesterday, Rob Pelinka was next. No, that's not going to be the case. No, Sam, his days are not numbered. You cannot say that. We do not know if Rob Pelinka's days are numbered. And that brings us to the news of the day. And it involves both of Mark Walter's two most valuable properties not merging into one, but connecting in some way. This news broke today from Ramona Shelburne. Shout out to you, Momo. That Dodger executives, Dodger president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman, former GM, who's now an executive with the team, Farhan Zaidi, are beginning advisory roles with the Lakers. Our boy Kinsey asked me, does this mean they're going to be making moves? No. Keyword, advisory. They're going in there to advise Mark Walter on what needs to be changed and what doesn't need to change. Sam, they'll wait until the season is over by Rob Pelinka. If Rob Pelinka is getting fired, yes, they're not going to fire Rob Pelinka right now. Right now, when the team is 11-4 and fourth in the West, and you just got LeBron back on a game where he had more assists than points, which only he's done 7 times in his entire career. Imagine that, 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
He's only done that 7 times in his career. But passing is his number one. Let me shut up. Yeah. Hey, little girl, come here. Oh, Area 51 real quick. No, they're not going to make wholesale changes. Andrew Friedman, they're going to be advisors. So they're advisors. They're not making moves. No, they will not be making moves. Oh wow, got this ladies' night here in the Prime Studio. And I just got Taylor Rooks. Shout out. Candace Parker's in the house. Future Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer Swing Cash in the house. What the heck kind of sweater is UD wearing? Is that a Cavs sweater? Dude, don't look like Cavs colors, but I'm not going to knock OG. You know what I'm saying? But back to this story. They're going to make sure that if there's some changes that need to be made, they'll make them. I'm gonna bring this up again, Mark. When the Guggenheim Group officially took over control of the Dodgers, they didn't fire Ned Colletti. Colletti stayed on for a year. Eventually, they brought it in. They went and found Andrew Friedman. Whoa, what, Sam? What? What is this going? What the heck is going on here? The Curvy Chaos Collective is here. I only see one person. It's usually 3 of them or more, but it's only 3. But they brought in when they took over. Ned Colletti stayed around for another year. Yes, baby. All right. Where was this?
It was on the floor.
Where?
Over here.
Okay. This, well, 1 year. Obviously, the next year, Colletti stepped down. He wasn't fired. They moved him up to be an advisor to ownership, and they found Andrew Friedman. Andrew Friedman was running the Tampa Bay Rays, and he was looked at as like this boy genius in baseball. And now look what he's done since he's been with the Dodgers. 5 trips to the World Series, 3 World Series championships. You rang. Was it? What the heck? Oh, boy. Oh, okay. You rang. Was that in Adam's Family?
Uh-huh.
That was Adam's Family, right? You rang. You rang. But JoJo, I wouldn't think of you. I wouldn't compare you to Lurch, JoJo. Just that's to be clear. You're nowhere near Lurch. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even call you Thing. You know what I'm saying? You're not Cousin Ed either. So
Wild thing.
hey, yo, you're not so. But yeah, anytime I hear you rang, you're thinking about your man Lurch from the Adams Family. So let's go to Samson's bringing up the front office. So we obviously, like I said, with Colletti, Don Mattingly didn't get fired instantly when he was with the Dodgers. They let him stay around for a year with Andrew Friedman, and then it was over. After that, and everyone thought Gabe Kapler, who was former MLB player, he had been with the Dodgers as a scout, working in the front office. Everybody thought that Gabe Kapler was going to be that guy. But then some bench coach in San Diego named Dave Roberts interviewed for the job and knocked it out the park.
He did the Ice Cube too.
Yo, you good?
What happened?
No, I can hear you. That visual was 24 visual. That visual was trash. Needs to be thrown away in trash, please.
Right on brand for Dodgers.
Yo, you good?
My bad.
Okay, let's see.
My bad.
All right, man. I got one person I'm calling no names. Just keep talking about the Dodgers.
Well, John, you got to call the Dodgers for doing the stuff they've been doing.
Dude, you think I didn't want to see that crap? I was just sitting at my desk watching the parade, and all I see is Ice Cube performing today. It was a good day, and all of a sudden, here comes Dave Roberts. I don't know what the heck he was doing.
It was Turk throwing the back.
And Cube, I'm like, dude, Cube, move that. Like, Cube, don't let that happen. Dude, you don't know how awful that visual looks.
Or maybe they like it.
Yo, you good?
My bad.
But here's the deal. So after, and I was like, no, you all right? You all right, man? But obviously, look where the Dodgers are now. What up, Trunks? Oh, Trunks, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. I got you tonight, Trunks. Don't even trip. This one's for you, dog. I got you.
What happened?
Oh, calling out names? Yeah, we're gonna talk about the truth.
All right, let's get to this shit. I want to hear this.
All right, but the Lakers are not going to make wholesale changes. JJ's good right now. Rob Pelinka's good right now. The team is good right now. I see what you're saying, Sam. They need help with college scouting, international scouting. That is why
do they?
I mean, currently they really don't, because if you look at what the Bucks brothers
They've
did,
been hitting Paul's crazy Paul.
hey, yo,
Pre-Paul. They've been hitting on all of on a lot, especially like the later round picks. And the non-draft picks like Austin Reed,
Caruso.
Like they've been doing well. Like I don't understand what's the necessarily need. But
Wow, really? I see what type of stuff the collective is going to be on. Yeah, they don't need that. I mean, and if Andrew Friedman sees there's something wrong with that, he will tell Mark Walter and they will fix the issue. But I think everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be one day at a time. This whole year, this is going to be the year of transition. If they feel like they need to be changes made, they'll make them. But I don't think JJ's getting fired. He's in year 2 of like a 6-year deal. I don't know about Rob. We'll see. But tonight, but right now, the Lakers are running in a new direction, and the Bus brothers are out. Jeannie is still around, but eventually she's going to be gone
too.
Yeah, I don't know why people not understanding.
But I thought we said that when the sale first happened. That Jeannie gonna be around maybe for like a year or so.
Yeah,
then the other people will take over.
Right.
People forget how nice Paul Pierce was. The game, but
no, yeah. Well, don't worry, Trunks. I got you. Don't worry, Trunks. We'll talk about it. I want to talk about something else with the NBA before we get to the NFL and the college football. Do we got a problem with injured players, injured stars? I was listening to Mason Nye on them yesterday. I was talking about this, how it seems like the percentage of stars playing majority of their games is up to like 56%. Down is like it seems like it's going higher of stars missing their games. Like 50% of their star players are missing games.
Right.
Do we got a problem? I mean, obviously, this is an issue that seems to be played with load management, and
I'm gonna take it off of basketball. It's a sports-wise thing.
For those who don't know,
football and basketball, both the last couple years, the injury numbers have been really high across both leagues. My conspiracy theory is not even conspiracy theory, but my thing is what I think is our athletes is getting too big, too fast, too strong, and everything else is not keeping up with it. So I think that's why so many injuries happening.
So I say, yeah, dude, the average NBA All-Star is built like Tayshaun Prince.
But it was players built like that in the 80s and 90s.
Really?
It doesn't get hurt. I just felt like I said, is the problem with the players getting bigger and stronger and faster is the court side is still the same.
Right. Just
so and with football too, it's not as much. You don't have much room to operate, and so I think the quick starting, stopping, cutting, I think there's a lot of that is harder on the body because it's so much more of the weightlifting and all this that's going on. I think it's it's not a lot of time for bodies to rest. I think that's what the problem is. I think me and Nick was talking about that before. It's not a lot of time for the body to rest.
So Steve Kerr has been making this pitch for NBA to get rid of back-to-backs.
I don't like that neither.
I don't like it either because I'm like, Michael Thompson says you can still have players play back-to-back games, but you can limit minutes. Like, I
know.
I don't know what
That's true. That's true. He's right.
You can limit minutes. If you don't have to play, just like you don't have to run these dudes into the ground. Like, say, look what happened right now. We're seeing a prime example right now with Bron. Bron played only 30 minutes on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
We play again. Lakers don't play again until Sunday. Then they're going to play like a stretch where they got 3 and 5. Because we got the Clippers on Tuesday, Dallas a week from tonight. They got New Orleans, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, 5th Sunday. And on the second night of a back-to-back, they got Phoenix. But all those games are at home, so there's no travel. But how do you manage minutes? Like Luke was coming off the injury. Austin Reeves was coming off an injury. Rui was coming off an injury. But are they just saying this because they saw what just happened with the Cavs, who got fined $100,000 because they kind of didn't let everybody know what was going on with Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley?
I'm not for taking away back-to-backs. We've been seeing back-to-backs as long as we've known basketball.
Mm-hmm. Going back-to-back.
Like you said, I'm with the manager minutes. I'm with some of these players just letting their bodies rest, man. I don't think that it's enough rest that's going on. Like a lot of times in some of these cities, I'm not sure if these fans know, but they go play the game, go get dressed, and go out. And then, like, if there's a back-to-back the next night, or if you're not letting your body properly heal.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these players now are healthier. See, back in the 80s, they was doing all kind of crazy stuff. So their body was already messed up. They was used to
like Coke.
I wasn't about to say that, but okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. But I just, you know what I'm saying? I just think that, man, it has to be a healthy balance of you letting the bodies rest. And then I don't know how much they practice throughout the season either.
Okay, cool, baby. I'll get you some more. I'll get you some more when those run up. Doesn't Memphis do that? Play like 20? But I think that you bring up the Memphis. What they're doing is like they keep subbing players in and out. I don't like that, Trunks, because you're not building a chemistry,
and the players not getting a rhythm.
And clearly, we're seeing that because clearly that's part of the reason why John Morant pretty much wants out of Memphis now. And obviously, we'll get down the line if him and Zion will be gone by the trade deadline by after December 15th. But right now,
what's Zion trade value?
He has none. He literally has none.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
He literally has none. There is no trade value for Zion. But I don't know how you fix it. Everyone, I heard John Ireland was saying maybe get rid of a couple of preseason games, cut it down to 4, start the season maybe extra 2 weeks ahead, but maybe get rid of a couple more. It's 6 preseason games now. Maybe cut it down to 4.
I think the NBA don't want to do it because they're gonna lose money.
That's what the one thing he always says.
They want to cut the games down, especially because I'll be honest with you, like unless you are a hardcore NBA fan, dog, most fans don't care about the NBA until after the Super Bowl.
That's right. You ain't lying. Or Christmas. Christmas.
Yeah, but even then, like if you're a fan who like both football and basketball,
right?
Dog, at Christmas is the heart of NFL season. Now you at the most important part. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like until January, February, most fans don't care about the regular season because there's so many games. So it's like you can lose 5, 6 in a row and still end up having the best record in basketball. Like that's just how it is, unfortunately.
40 minutes a game, start the season. Well, the season starts in October now, Trunks. I mean, were they saying maybe you start at the beginning of October? Right now, it starts near the end of October. But I don't know. They're going to have to fix it. I don't know how they're going to fix it. Obviously, look, we're watching the NBA Cup right now.
If they pay me enough, I'll fix it. I have some ideas, but I might give them away for free.
That's right. You're not supposed to. Everybody should be, if you're gonna be a consultant, you pay by the hour. You don't get paid by the minute.
I'm getting paid by the words I speak, Eric.
All right, as Jokic just hits a 3. So that's what we're gonna talk about. But I want to get into another story with the NBA. Me and you had a conversation about this in our group chat.
Man, don't you hate when them things break? Never mind. Go ahead.
Yo, you good? You all right?
Huh?
You all right, man?
Yeah, like something you was looking forward to using, it just break. Like,
yeah, that's just sad.
That's crazy.
That's just sad.
I feel when that happens.
So much pain. Yeah. It causes a lot of pain too.
It's like blue click.
Oh, have y'all been following this? This dude is insane, man. Have y'all been following the situation with Draymond Green and Kenyon Martin? So I want to play some audio I got. I'm gonna share it on the screen. So Kenyon Martin was on. Obviously, he's a regular on the Gills on Gills Arena,
and I like Kenyon.
And I like Kenyon Martin. And he brought up because they was asking about what happened Friday night with Wemby and Draymond Green, and he basically just told them like he didn't have a problem with Wemby not backing down. So he's not supposed to show that you're scared. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that came up with the conversation that Kenyon Martin feels that Draymond's a fake tough guy. He only goes at people he knows who's not going to challenge him. And everyone's favorite Karen, Michelle Beatles, co-signed on it on her show. And Lou Will and Chandler Parsons didn't respond. They said that's above their pay grade. Kenyon Martin was on the podcast. I don't know whose podcast, but I saw Marcellus on here. Marcellus Wiley was on here. So I'm going to play this. And he was talking about something like who are guys who you consider were those dudes you just didn't want to F with in the league.
While we're here, I got a quick question for you. Because you always hear about players talk about those guys. Mm-hmm. So you hear like David West, or you hear about the Nays, you hear now it's like James Johnson. Mm-hmm. Like there's a couple of those names out there. Mm-hmm. From your opinion, who are those guys? Like that are really now? Those guys. But your time and now.
Them Davis boys from Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dale and Antonio Davis.
Grown ass. Well, we go there. I can say Oak and Mason
PJ
too.
Brown.
PJ Brown?
Yeah.
Hell
yeah.
He flipped Charlie. I didn't know he was like that though.
Flip, yes, nuts.
That will do
one
it.
of the reasons Charlie was like this and he like this. So
see, it don't mess size. Don't see that's the thing. Y'all different size. No,
No,
bro.
ain't like size don't
From
matter.
9 to 99, blind, cripple, or crazy, you can
PJ
get it.
Do that to no big dudes. I saw him do it to Charlie.
Yeah,
So
but he just played a certain way. He was a certain thing. PJ didn't play. He didn't play nothing out there. Oak.
Obviously, no brainer.
There's certain guys that played hard. Zebo.
Okay, you haven't said a name that got a big
life.
name.
I'm talking about that was
Draymond on that list or nah?
Nah, that's no.
That's a different.
I think what Draymond does is sometimes calculated. Draymond ain't did nothing to nobody who's gonna do something to him, do something back to him.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
That's the list I'm talking about.
That's all. He ain't did nothing to nobody who's gonna do something back to him. And I said it on our show. Ain't nobody hit Draymond in this shit yet. Ain't nobody hit him one up for a layup, and ain't nobody took him out the air. Ain't nobody hit him. Ain't nobody stepped on his chest. Ain't nobody did anything that he's done to nobody.
All right, that was Kenyon Martin on a podcast. Had Marcellus Wiley, some other guys on there. Got to get the name of it.
That's the Marcellus Wiley podcast.
All right, so what year? Kmart retired
2000 and
like say 2013
or 14 somewhere. I look it up right now.
Yeah, but Draymond Green responded, and as Draymond will on the Draymond Green show.
I've held off on responding multiple times. Kenyon Martin was born in Saginaw, Michigan, born and raised in Saginaw. So the constant shots has been a little confusing to me because I don't quite know where they came from. And you think, someone that was a number one pick that didn't quite have the career that I've had when you talk defensive player of the year or 9 all defensive teams that I have, and he has 0. 1 all-star? Make no mistake about it. You are an all-star. I'll give you that. A lot of people can't say they're an all-star, so I'll give you that. You're a one-time all-star. That's beautiful. But you must admit, like, to be the player that you were and defender that you believed you were and to not have, like, a single all-defensive second team, it's kind of an underachievement. You know, number one pick in the draft. A lot of people look for that guy to win Rookie of the Year. Didn't. All-rookie team, though. First team all-rookie. I can't say I made any all-rookie team, so kudos. I tip my hat to that. It started off promising. Lost in a couple NBA finals. He got to sniff it. Didn't quite get a taste, but got a little sniff of it. In 2000, playing for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to see that championship through either. And my big brother, Mateen Cleaves, went and took that championship. You know, so it's tough to sit in a space of, like, continuing to speak on my name and call my name out as if I underachieved or am underachieving when I was just simply the 35th pick in the NBA draft and somebody took a swing on in the second round and it just happened to work out, you know, to become one of the greatest players in the franchise history. It just happened to work out.
Wow.
Wow. I think what both players are saying is true.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond response didn't respond to anything Kenyon Martin said.
Right.
I do think that, you know, back in, you know, I hate to say it, back in our day, everything was about physicality.
Yeah.
So you had a lot more of these players that was just physical, maybe might not have been able as skillful.
Right.
But that was their job in the league, was to be physical, was to be the enforcer, was to be the you're not getting no little guys getting layups in here. You know what I'm saying?
Dog, I'm telling you right now, because we can continue this conversation. In the year of our Lord, 2025-2026 season, you're not going to have a year where Charles Oakley and John Starks would have been all-stars.
No.
But they were all-stars in 94. Well, Jordan retired too. But they were all-stars in 94.
Is that the shake weight? Oh.
Or, well, B.J. Armstrong's all-star to hear that too. But that's another conversation. Go ahead, continue, Mark.
But I think that the league is looked at differently now. Yeah, nobody's fighting. Nobody's really fighting right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hold me back.
Most of these NBA players, dog, especially in today's time, probably never even been in a fight. But what they are about is getting their money and keeping their money.
That's right.
So yeah, we can push, we can talk shit to each other, we can do all this. Even then, like and what Kenyon said is right. Draymond not doing that to know, he wasn't doing that to he's not doing it to like no DeAndre Jordan or nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he know who he can talk to and who he can play with like that. He know who not to.
We got here's my thing with Draymond. Like I said, everything he said was right. Everything Kmart said was right. And I know Draymond probably didn't want to respond because obviously they're both from the same soil, Saginaw, aka Saginaw, Michigan. Although Kenyon grew up in Texas, because obviously
Saginaw is crazy.
That's what they call it.
Is that what you just said?
Well, that's what they call it. Pause.
Saginaw is out of pocket.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what kind of man we want to be called city that's Sag nasty, but that's another conversation. So everyone brought up who was the better player. I think this is a question you asked, Mark. So obviously the internet never, and they put up the stats of the careers of Draymond Green and Kenyon Martin. Outside of the points, blocks per game, and career field goal percentage, Draymond Green has Kenyon beating every other stat and accolade. But when you think about the eye test, yes, Kenyon Martin was a former number 1 overall pick out of Cincinnati. Played for Bob Huggins. That was the squad, and obviously, he had injury. He broke his leg. His
what Trill say?
He said athletes can't take criticism without comparing titles.
Well, Kenyon wasn't criticizing Draymond. He went up as a man.
It's like
he's not doing that.
If you go, and I'm not playing the whole clip of Gil because it's 7 minutes long. Y'all go listen down your own leisure. He basically, he didn't say anything about us. He respected his career, but he thinks sometimes
he called him soft, man.
He basically said he's being very calculated on who he went at.
It's a lot of words salad. He called Draymond soft. Mm-hmm. Look, at the end of the day, he called Draymond soft. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's not criticism. Criticism is, damn, Draymond took a 3 and hit the side of the backboard. You shouldn't be doing that. But you calling the man soft, dog, that's different, man. That's the reason why Jalen Rose went on that show with Skip. And you know what I'm saying? He said, man, Skip was talking too crazy about some of these players.
Why you call him Water Pistol Pete?
Yeah.
That line will never die to me. Truck said Draymond is more useful to the team, but Kmart was a better player. One-on-one, Kmart wins 99 out of 100.
One-on-one don't mean you're a better player, though.
It really not. And to be honest, as quiet as kept, Kmart was just as limited offensively as Draymond was. Or might be even worse. Go look at Kenyon Martin in Denver.
Go look at Kenyon Martin when we went playing with Jason Kidd.
Exactly. We ain't got a point guard that's feeding him the rock. And he's not rim running. Or he's in Denver where basket running.
Oh. Rim running. That's crazy.
Well,
John.
Shut up. Basically, when you're in a situation when you're a teammate, when you don't have like a pass first point guard like Jason Kidd, as opposed to when you're in Denver, when he was with Chauncey, and everything was running through Melo, his offense was pretty limited. I would know. Who did the Lakers beat in the 2009 Western Conference Finals? And it was pretty much that squad was pretty much offensively sometimes 3-on-5 because Dante Jones was on the court too.
His best years was his 2 last years in New Jersey. His 3rd and 4th year, both of them he averaged 16.7.
Yeah, see, Kenyon Martin, freak athlete, dude. But when I'm talking about a better player, Draymond was a better player. And as simple as that. And there's no slight on Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Martin will not be a Hall of Famer. Kenyon Martin will not be in the Hall of Fame. He will.
Oh, those are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, those are Hall of Fame.
First ballot.
Yeah. No, unanimous. You heard that, MLB? Unanimous. By the way, speaking of Hall of Fame, Tuesday, on our Tuesday show, which might be our only show of the week next week, we will have the semifinalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame list on Tuesday. So get your opinions ready, everybody. Because there's gonna be some guys on this list who y'all agree with and don't agree with. So we'll talk about it. But I'm just, I don't like the beef and everything, but players are gonna say what they're gonna say. If the Nuggets had a coach, they might not have lost. No, they wouldn't, because they was playing Kobe. I don't give a damn what George Karl was. I see what you did there, Trump. No, they wouldn't have had a coach. It didn't matter what their coach was, because they weren't stopping that. They weren't stopping that Kobe. All right, I don't give a damn. And trust me, wait till we get to calling out names. We'll have more talk about the Mamba RIP in a minute. But let's go ahead and get to some college football. Obviously, we got 2 more weeks left in the college football season, but there's some news circulating around the college football around the coaching carousel. And one, Lane Kiffin is the center of that carousel, Mark. So we all know Florida, Auburn, LSU, Penn State, UCLA.
Joe Brady, please go there now.
Are all vacancies. But we all know that the SEC schools are going to be the 3 schools that have the highest, that will be high priority. And then you throw in there Penn State. UCLA is farther down the flagpole. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. So Lane Kiffin, it's being reported that that Ole Miss. So Lane Kiffin's son is a very talented high school football prospect, and now they've been making trips to the Gainesville and Baton Rouge over the weekend. Yes, Giga. So now it's being reported that Ole Miss is giving Lane Kiffin an ultimatum. Their AD is saying that Lane Kiffin needs to have a decision about his future after the Egg Bowl. So that's usually Friday night Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
This Friday?
Next Friday.
Next Friday, okay.
That Lane Kiffin needs to have a decision within a week. Well, let me say this to Ole Miss. I like the strategy. It's not going to work. Nope. And you're talking about somebody who despised Lane Kiffin. I still ain't forgot how he left Tennessee for SC. And I never will. Because after that, Tennessee went pretty much down the toilet from there. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm getting there, Trail. Don't worry. So here's what the reports are. And I heard this early on Mason Ireland, thanks to the great John Ireland. Maureen? No. Coach.
Orgeron?
Yeah. So reports are, and I just saw it on Yahoo.
I just seen it too.
That LSU is preparing a proposal to present the Lane Kiffin within the next week. And John Ireland, the voice of the Lakers, said he got a text in the middle of the show. I was watching the show at work. He was on during Mason and Ireland. Shout out to the Brown. That Ireland got a text from someone he trusts. And he says, Lane Kiffin to LSU in 2 weeks. And he's bringing Coach O with him to be the defensive line coach. People forget, when Lane Kiffin was at USC, Coach O, Ed Orgeron, the former coach at LSU who won them a national championship with Joe Burrow, with Justin Jefferson, with Jamar Chase, with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with Thad Moss, Randy Moss's son, was the defensive line coach.
Where Lane's going?
Huh?
Where Lane's going?
No, you good? Oh, you're good? You good?
So he said.
He said, "Oh, might be our assistant in lanes." No, not those lanes, man. You all right, man? You all right? Man, I don't know if Lane's going to the Baton Rouge, but I wouldn't put it past them. But they wouldn't be wearing that color. I can tell you that much. Exactly, Terrell. Lane, Coach O was with Lane at SC. They have a history together, and he was a line coach. He was his top recruiter. He was his top recruiter. And then when Lane got fired, Coach O took over.
Who's the head recruiter?
Who's the head recruiter? I don't know, but I know that's what everybody wants. Coach O coming back to LSU to work with Lane Kiffin, I think is good. And obviously, he was the defensive line coach under Les Miles before Les Miles got fired. And then he took over, and obviously we all know what happened with Joe Burrow and the rest of that squad that went on to win the Natty in 2019 with I'm good. With Joe Burrow winning the Heisman, and obviously Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and that offense which was just high-powered. And obviously Coach O ended up, after Joe Burrow and those guys left, things went back pretty much back to normal. But LSU, they bring in Brian Kelly. Sorry, Tro. And now they're going to be hot on the trail for Lane Kiffin. Now, I still think you cannot rule out Florida. I do think the Gators are me personally, I do think the Gators are his primary destination or his first choice. Do I think it happens? It all depends on what the money looks like. I think LSU is, I guarantee you, LSU is going to have a game plan ready to get Lane Kiffin to Baton Rouge. But here's where I think Ole Miss messed up. You're going to give this man an ultimatum. You guys are a playoff team right now. So why would you give him an ultimatum to know within a week? They're not hiring him until his season is over. He loses tomorrow in the playoffs, they're going to announce it the next day that he's going to whatever school. Right. They're not doing that in the playoffs. The coaching carousel will be on freeze until Lane Kiffin gets hired. Book it. You heard it here first. Right. They will not. Florida, LSU, Auburn, Penn State, UCLA. Obviously, Virginia Tech just hired James Franklin. All these schools who have these vacancies, will not do anything until they know what's going on with the head coach of Ole Miss. Believe that. And obviously, there's only really 2 big games tomorrow. We know Oklahoma, Missouri, but obviously the big game tomorrow in Autzen in Eugene, Oregon, and that is USC in Oregon. Game day will be there. They named Marcus Mariota the celebrity guest picker. My man Brian.
Celebrity guest nigger.
Yo, you good? Yo, you all right?
Yeah,
No, I did not say that. I did not say that. But my guy Brian Cohen, who's this associate producer at Mason Island, he was a little upset that he's a Chargers fan. Like, why didn't they call Justin Herbert? He's on the bye week too.
Justin Herbert just threw 87 yards.
Yeah, I'll get you started on that. My freaking fantasy team. See what happens we trust the Chargers?
That's my fantasy.
It should be everyone's, but I'm selfish. It should be yours. That should be everybody's.
No, keep going. NFL.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But Lane Kiffin will not be hired immediately after the regular season is over. Not after conference championship Saturday. Not after they announce who's going to be in the college football playoff. He will be hired when Ole Miss season is over. Over.
Mm-hmm.
Case dismissed. All right, let's go ahead and get to the NFL. Oh, Mark, man. My guy.
Yes.
I named today's show. It's tough that this show is called H-Town Billing. And you clearly see the Bills.
Oh, I see why he did Buffalo and with Batman. I see it. Because they're the fake superhero.
Oh, that's crazy. And the Texans were the Joker. But last night.
And Joker's better.
Oh, no, Nicholson's the best Joker. Sorry, RP Heath Ledger, but Nicholson's the best Joker. I know. Look, man. I'm old school. Uncle Jack. I'm not gonna be mad if anybody say Heath Ledger. I'm not gonna be mad if anybody say Heath Ledger.
I understand nostalgia, but
I love Uncle Jack, but I'm not gonna be mad if anybody say Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger was crazy. I'm not gonna say anybody mad if Heath Ledger RIP. But I think, I'm favorite of Jack, but I know a lot of people will say Heath Ledger.
I'm about to go on the lane.
Or I'm not really say about Jared Leto.
Heath Ledger was a better Joker than anybody with Batman. How about that?
Oh. What did you just say?
Heath Ledger was a better Joker than anybody was a Batman. Listen, man. Heath Ledger smoked that joint, man. But y'all know how I feel about Batman. Yeah.
What up, JT? Bills, yeah. Yo, Sam, you good?
Bills got what?
Okay. But yeah, let's talk about what happened last night in H-Town. Oh, boy. Mark, your boys, man. I'm giving you the floor, man, but your boys, last night, your boys lose to the Texans without C.J. Stroud, Davis Mills. But it wasn't the offense that was the problem.
Well, offense wasn't the problem.
Well, y'all offense was a problem. But it was because y'all ran into this. Now, I'm biased. I'll still say the Broncos have the best defense in the NFL. But what these dudes did last night?
But they was playing against the high school offense.
Oh, no.
We'll see when they play the Chiefs in a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's a Sunday night game, by the way. But the 8 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. Josh Allen got hit 12 times, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovered. Okay. Mark, what happened last night, man? What happened last night?
Buffalo went to Houston for the strip clubs.
So they got chopped and screwed last night?
Yeah. Pretty much, man. Again, but first off, let me say, man, shout out to Cody, man.
Shout out to Cody. By the way, Cody said he was going to try to pull up every guy off work, but we'll definitely talk to him on Tuesday.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna text him. But shout out to Cody, man. You know, better team won, man. They was better on offense and defense with their backup quarterback. But then again, they was going against our defense, so not really a fair matchup.
What is going on with the Bills in your eyes?
You know what? I woke up this morning. I just knew that Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott and Joe Brady was going to be left in Houston. Unfortunately, they all made it back to Buffalo, so that's what's happening in Buffalo. They keep letting the losers come back.
I was listening to Mason Ireland the other day. They asked DeMarco Farr, do you think Sean McDermott could get fired? And Mason trying to make the argument. Hold on. Mason trying to make the argument. Well, he's in it the season with this record.
Pick me.
But I'm gonna leave it to the Bills fan.
I said last year we should have fired Sean McDermott and hired Mike Vrabel.
He did. He really did. And look, we're right. And I called it that Mike Vrabel was going back when they fired Jerome Mayo. I knew the only person they were going to call was Mike Vrabel.
Middle said, but did the better team win? Absolutely.
The man, look, we all watched the game, but this man had an invested interest in the game. I think he would. No, I was watching it just as a fan. Look, I would still take Josh Allen any day of the week, but last night, that defense, that Texas defense was a problem, man.
I said it last week on the show, even though he had 6 touchdowns, a lot of people not going to understand what I'm saying. Josh Allen regressed. And I said after his 6 touchdown performance, he has regressed. And a lot of the shit that happened yesterday didn't have to happen if he just take the check down. That first interception when he just threw it to 2 different Texans, Gabe Davis and James Cook was wide open. But he instead choose to throw it into coverage with 3 people. I like it's just decisions like that just don't make no sense.
What about the Texans? Is their defense?
Yes. The defense is legit. You got to think about this is the same defense last year that Josh Allen had his worst game of his career against last year. When he was like 9 for 25 with like 100 yards. It was a horrible game for Josh Allen last year when he went to Houston. Yes, this defense is crazy, dog.
Why do I say Mark? He always got to play like Superman. That Trell said, "Why does Josh Allen always have to be?"
Because Brandon Beane thinks he is Superman. That's what the problem is. This is where the problem starts. It starts with Brandon Beane. The fact that you have this generational talent and you refuse to give him any help, that's malpractice. You need to go to jail.
Why didn't I make a move with the deadline?
Because Brandon Beane's retarded. I don't know if I can even say that R word. I'm sorry. Brandon Beane's really on the spectrum. We had Jalen Waddle, supposedly. We offered the first round next year. Miami said, give us the first round this year. Brandon Beane said no.
I don't understand what the difference is. If you're getting Jalen Waddle the first round this year or next year,
Jalen Waddle will be better than anybody he picked at 26.
Exactly. What are you? And again, Sam, this is why Mark Walter will evaluate things. Because when you don't evaluate, you let stuff like this linger.
I just wish the Pagulas had the balls to fire these people, but they're such nice people that they're not going to do it. And then the Bills are probably going to run. More than likely, the Bills probably going to run, get to the second round, and then that's going to be enough to keep the job there again. Dog, I was under the impression that you should have been fired after the 13 seconds. That whole staff should have been fired at 13 seconds. There's no way you get that shit up.
Boy. I don't look. We got like 6 more. We got 6 more weeks left in the season,
and we got at least 3 losses for sure coming.
And
we play the Patriots one more time. We play the Eagles, and we play the Bengals. I think all 3 games will be losses.
So you think the Bengals is a loss?
Yes. They gonna have Jamar Chase back.
Yes.
Yeah. This will be a loss.
They also have their quarterback back.
Yes, I know. It's going to be a loss. Eagles, that's going to be a loss. And I think we're going to lose to the Patriots. That's at least 3 more losses.
Oh, boy. Let's look ahead. Obviously, we got a very interesting week in the National Football League on Sunday afternoon. Starting with the Sunday with the 1:00 slate, we have the Chiefs taking on Daniel Jones and those Colts, and then obviously that's really the highlight of the 1:00 Eastern window. The game now seems like everyone seems to be paying attention to this game now for some odd reason. But everybody has all eyes now on Cowboys versus the Eagles. Obviously, we all know it's a divisional game, but everyone still has their eyes on this game based off what the Cowboys did to the Raiders. Why, I don't know, but
I think I want to share with you.
and now everybody's now focused on every little thing A.J. Brown says. Let's talk about that before we get to call out names. So A.J. Brown was doing his media yesterday, and he answers, and obviously there's a lot of talk about there's been some frustration amongst Eagles players with Jalen Hurts. Go figure. Where did you hear that from? Where did you hear that first? I wonder where they heard that first. I just thought about something. Let me go to this list.
Go back.
I got a list for us. So A.J. Brown is saying that. So A.J. Brown is saying that they asked him about the frustrations of the with the Eagles. Now he basically said that
Draymond crazy. I fuck with Draymond.
So he's basically saying people ask him, is he the same player from last year? And he said, well, if that's the case, then Saquon's not the same player from last year. And he was asking about Jalen Hurts, and he was asking about the Cowboys. So Nick Shook, he's a writer for NFL.com. He does this every week. He does his QB tiers. So this was their preference. This was before last night's game. So here's his tier 1 quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford's number 1. Drake May's 2. Josh Allen's 3. Baker Mayfield 4. Mahomes is 5. Why, I don't know, but I get it. Tier 2, Dak Prescott, Daniel Jones, Justin Herbert, Sam Darnold, Brock Purdy, even though Brock Purdy hasn't played most of the year, but another, whatever. Tier 3, Jordan Love. Lamar Jackson is in tier 3 right now. Jared Goff, Caleb Williams. Tier 4, it's Bryce Young. It's my quarterback, Bo Nix. And look who's in tier number 4 at number 17, Jalen Hurts. These are his stats for the year. 67% completion percentage, 1,995 yards passing, 7.4 yards per attempt, 16 touchdowns, 1 interception. But you know why that is? He's not throwing the ball. She said Texas on number 1 defense. Does the Bills need help? And should Keon Coleman be held accountable for not being available for his team? Well, he's in the doghouse. He's currently in the doghouse.
I want to say that here yet.
Go ahead.
Keon Coleman not being able to play yesterday says a lot more than just missing the team meeting. Because us being down 3 receivers going into the game and they still choose not to play you is more than just that team meeting.
And the only thing we saw highlights of Keon Coleman was he was on the field pregame talking to Tracy McGrady. T-Mac, who obviously stays in Houston. He's an owner. He's a minority owner of the Bills now. Him and Vince Carter are both owners of the Bills, minority owners of the Bills. And he was there pregame talking to Keon Coleman. I don't know what the conversation was. Yo, relax, Bella. But everybody's saying all that talk. People will call me, Mark, and Nick haters for hating on Jalen Hurts. We try to tell y'all stuff. Listen to us when we're talking. We're telling y'all stuff not because we want to be fans, not because we're trying to be hate on y'all, but we're trying to tell you what our eyes are seeing. Y'all want to put Jalen Hurts as a top 5 quarterback, but he's not. But he's listed right now as a tier 4. And as they were saying that, like people were saying that they're not exposing him because they want to save him for the playoffs. No, they're not exposing him because he's not throwing the ball down the field. AJ Brown, his first 3 years, was top 10 in receiving yards, tips, separation, yards, all that. He's in the bottom. He was in the bottom 5 of everything this year.
I just want everybody to know that last year, Jalen Hurts was like 20th in passing yards last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that right there says it all, but it is what it is.
She asked, do you believe the media gives Josh Allen excuses? No, they don't. Because Josh Allen actually delivered in the playoffs. Finally got it known. Back to the schedule.
Jalen Hurts has definitely declined.
That's what I said. They definitely declined. It's been shown in every game. Well,
said, but he's top 5 though.
Yeah, he is top 5. Yeah, he's better than
top 5.
He basically told someone came on this show and told us they're taking him over. They're taking him over Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes. And no, did they say Mahomes? I know they said Josh Allen and Joe Burrow.
They said Mahomes was the only person that wouldn't take him over.
You say you're taking him over Lamar Jackson. You're taking him over Matthew Stafford, over Jared Goff, over Justin Herbert.
But see, these are just people who just looking at the win, man. Like all them players you put, all them quarterbacks you put, you can put them in that Philadelphia Eagles offense, and they still win the Super Bowl.
Let me tell you about teams who win despite their quarterback. I can tell you a team who won 3 Super Bowls despite of a quarterback.
Baltimore won 1 with Trent Dilfer.
Yeah. Tampa with Brad Johnson. But I can tell you a franchise who did it 3 times.
Who? Oh, with Peyton Manning?
That wasn't prime John Elway when we won those 2. We went back to back.
Oh.
We was carried by Terrell Davis and Rod Smith and Shannon Sharp. That wasn't prime Peyton Manning when we won in 2015.
Giants for sure. So it's more the Eagles. It's the Eagles team, dog. When you got the best offensive line, you got the best running back in the league. You got 2 number 1 receivers, and you got
a front 7. You got one of the most feared front 7s in football. Come on, man.
The University of Georgia. Right?
We watched the game Sunday. Y'all watched with us. A shout out to all those who watched Sunday Night Lights and contributed.
And showed they probably did.
They showed their Sunday Night Lights and contributed to great content. We watched.
I'm watching.
We watched March Georgia Bulldogs, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis knocked down 5 passes from Jared Goff. 3 from Jalen Carter, 2 from Jordan Davis.
Perfect 4.
Yes. Fabulous 4.
Mm-hmm.
Trail said Baker will win with Philly.
If he can win in Tampa Bay with all his receivers hurt, yes, absolutely he can win in Philly.
Yeah. I'll be like, hey, Sheed, just be careful for the refs. As we told you on Tuesday, be careful for the refs.
Yeah. I think the coach should win that game, but it's gonna be the coach versus the Chiefs and the refs. So
we have not seen Patrick Mahomes below 500 in his career.
I don't think
and I believe it till I see it that he's going to be 5-6 after 11 games. And they play Thursday and they play Thanksgiving Day against the Cowboys. Do you really think Patrick Mahomes is going to be his first Thanksgiving game in AT&T Stadium below 500? Think about it. Just think about it. But we'll see. We'll see. But Sunday night. But first of all, Sunday afternoon, culture clash. The Southern Civil War. Well, what would it be a good? It's still going to be the game. I know it doesn't look advertising because of the Saints, because both how the Saints and the Falcons are on the rebuild mode right now.
I'm going to take that Michael Penix picture down.
But This game is now going to be a trash talk fest. You got Trell and Dale representing the Saints. You got Champ, Drell, JV representing the Falcons. Our boy Jermaine Basuska boys might pull up and join and help talk Saints. But this game, and obviously the news yesterday we got about Michael Penix Jr. He's now out for the season with a torn ACL. Here's the deal. Mahomes going down on Turkey Day. All right. So,
No, I think career.
No, it's career. I looked at yesterday on Get Up, they showed Michael Penix in his 5 seasons since 2018 has had a season-ending injury. ACL, collarbone, ACL, shoulder sprain, and now another ACL injury. This time, but the 2 times in college with his right ACL.
How many ACLs he got?
Well, now he has none because he tore his right ACL twice in college.
Oh, we can't tear it no more. They should be.
And then you good? And he tore his left ACL on Sunday. And I said this on Tuesday's show. I didn't even know this. He can't take snaps from behind center because of the condition of his knees. Pause.
That's crazy. He can't bend the center over because of his knees.
So now all eyes are on one Kirk Cousins, who's obviously had his injury history, and now he's going to be back as the main as the QB1 for the Dirty Birds.
Is Drake London playing or is he out?
He's ruled out. He probably will be out for the next couple of weeks, but they said he avoided serious injury. So
this time it's his good leg. My good leg, my third leg.
Yo, Trell, you good?
What y'all said? Call no names.
Oh yeah, let's get there. But yeah, but Sunday night also, before we get to call out names, Sunday night lights, me and Mark, or it's probably just gonna be me. Mark might be on assignment that day. Shout out to Nymph as his brothers Buccaneers take on Matthew Stafford and the Rams Sunday night football. By the way, the 500 Sunday night football game of the career of Chris Collinsworth. So congratulations. I know he gets a lot of crap because people think he glazes a lot of the quarterbacks, but shout out to Chris Collinsworth. He's one of the best in the business.
I mean, glazes Mahomes.
Yeah, that part. But let's get to the segment that everyone talks about. Yo, Noodle, you good? What? Yo, using your third leg on the football field is crazy. All right.
I mean,
Yo, you good? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
used it before.
It is time for the segment that is often imitated, it's never duplicated. Some people say stuff in the sports world, and this is the place where we got to call them out. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for calling out names. And I will open this up because I have a few people I need to call out. Pause. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna get this one out the way because obviously I'm tired of talking about people hating on the Dodgers. Jason Kelce. Why?
We're gonna stamp baseball for what?
Listen, just because the Phillies didn't make it doesn't mean the World Series wasn't absolutely epic. That was an awesome 7 games of baseball, man. It was back and forth.
Yeah.
Both teams had their shining moments. Blue Jays are up all game going into the 8th inning.
So you're telling me I'm supposed to get excited about a Canadian baseball team and a team that just spends more money than everybody else? Who the cares about either?
Both of them spend more money than everybody. It's baseball.
Yeah, that's why baseball sucks. That's why baseball sucks. You just buy World Series championships. It's the dumbest thing in the world.
I was enjoying the out of it. It's exciting.
It's exciting. It's exciting that the team that spent the most money and everybody knew was going to win the World Series won the World Series.
It was the unexpected person that won it for him.
It was unexpected. Everybody knew this was going to happen before the season. We just had a bunch of meaningless happen before it, and then it happened. So, yeah, no, baseball not getting my stuff.
Jason Kelce, shut the F up. So I mean, I know your Guardians didn't make it, or obviously you adopted the Phillies since you've been with the Eagles your entire career. Stop hating on the Dodgers. Anybody could have spent money. So I'm not saying about this crap about the Dodgers because the Dodgers spent money. Everybody could.
Everybody can.
Hey, and look, I took a lot of shots at Canada, but let's not hate on the Blue Jays. They had a good year. They're a good team, and probably back. And they might be back there next year. But stop it. All right, my second calling out names. It's the sport of boxing. What the heck are we doing, man?
I'm glad that Gervonta Davis and Chris Paul fight got canceled.
Yeah, it only got canceled only for us to get this. We're going to get Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua Friday, a month later. They had the first face-off today. It's going down December 19th in Miami on Netflix. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Speaking of boxing, yeah.
Boxing bag.
Yeah. Those are second round knockout.
First round knockout.
Hey, yo. Why are we getting these fights, man? Jake Paul, you really gonna fight Anthony Joshua? Really? Okay.
Jake Paul brings in
and the rumor, he's bringing in money. I ain't gonna look. Businessman. He's a big businessman. But obviously the person
that's big business.
But let me also say, yeah, it is big business. But I also report that Anderson Silva's going to box Tyron Woodley on this card. I saw Alicia Bumgarner's going to be on this card.
Alicia Bumgarner?
Yes, the female boxer. She's dope.
I thought that was the Giants pitcher.
No, not Madison Bumgarner, and not the dude from The Office, Brian Bumgarner. But and then another thing with boxing. 10 years ago, we were supposed to get this super fight between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao.
Oh.
Now look what's happening 10 years later, possibly.
No.
We could be possibly getting the sequel of Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao sometime in 2026. What are we doing? You know how many years we waited for this fight? I remember how this fight happened. So let me tell you a story. God, this is a year before Sophie was born when I was still with her mom. It was her Sophie's older sister's 18th birthday. Me, her mom, her older sister, my mom, my Aunt Phyllis, we were in the living room watching this fight. The fight started at 6 on pay-per-view. Pay-per-view crashed. DirecTV crashed that day because everybody was logging into this fight at the same time. I did not get on. My TV was a black screen for 30 minutes. Now, they gave my mama credit for it, but still, we wait. And then when we get to the fight, Manny hurts his shoulder.
Because he went on steroids.
And I told y'all Floyd was going to win. Everyone was like, why Floyd didn't knock him out? Because that's not what Floyd does. If y'all ain't watched a Floyd Mayweather fight, I don't know what to tell you.
Ever since Floyd changed his name to Money, it was the Money Team Floyd.
Yes.
He stopped knocking niggas out. When he was Pretty Boy, it might have been different. Wait, what?
So the reports are that crash wasn't an accident. Wait, what? Oh, what? All right.
Where we watched the fight at, it was.
Yeah, it was. I know, Joe, though.
Where we watched the fight, it wasn't no crash. You seen the whole thing.
Look, I saw the whole fight, but as far, oh yeah, look, I saw the fight, but the undercards they was blacked out for a good 45 minutes. But I saw Mayweather Pacquiao, and now they might do that fight next year, which also will be the same year that we're supposed to get Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson.
Floyd Mayweather will fight Kangaroo in a minute.
Well, hey, he's fighting in Japan, so he might as well go fight in Australia. All right. So let's get to my real call-out names. This for you, Trunks. Waiting for this one all day. So, ladies, gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, get your earphones, get your earplugs, you're going to need it. Paul Pierce.
The next face of the league is going to be Luka Doncic.
Possibly. So what were you saying before he said that? You were saying, Mike, when the face of the league?
Well, the face of the league, I think the next face of the league is in college right
and all
now.
of these guys, like, yeah, it was Mike retired, and then it was Kobe,
Like
Shaq,
Kobe
Tim,
was never
KG.
just like the face of the league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was Jordan.
Yeah.
Then, like, cause think about it, Kobe was young.
Yeah, for sure.
He was young when Mike
Then
retired.
you
He
could
was
probably,
only
I
in
guess you could say it was Shaq.
and then you could probably say like Shaq or something like that,
'Cause
or
Shaq,
like even
to this
Iverson
day,
for a year or two.
Yes.
Like,
I think
you know
because
what
even
I'm
to this
saying?
day, Shaq is still one of the most famous globally people.
Yeah, because he's
the
done so
NBA's
much
ever produced,
on and off
right?
the court.
Yeah.
He's done music. He's done
Yeah.
movies. He's got a big
So
personality.
Shaq was a big fucking star, bro. Like
Yeah.
he was a very famous basketball player
That-
to a level that like
Yeah.
none of these younger
Which-
guys can compare to.
It's okay, Cody. We know you was at work. I just, I just thought you were gonna maybe want to come in for 5 seconds and talk about the Texans.
Oh, sometimes people come in 5 seconds.
Yeah, it happens.
That's happened to me before.
Sometimes get too excited. Sometimes you get too excited.
That's happened to me before.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us sometimes. Let me be clear. Trunks. Why didn't anyone stop him mid-sentence? Our boy Robert Wilkins. Paul Pierce been handling Jalen Brown's hair pops. Noodle. What the, was Kobe was never the fa- What are we talking about, Paul? Kobe Bryant was never the face of the league. 5-time champ. 2-time finals MVP. The Black Mamba. The guy who beat you in the finals. The guy you beat in the finals. Why do you think it was such a big deal, Paul? It wasn't just because it was Lakers Celtics. You beat Kobe. What you mean Kobe wasn't the face of the league? Oh, cut the crap, bro. Kobe wasn't the face of the league. You know what, Paul Pierce? And shout out Boy Tig. I had to do some homework because I got so I'm so just talking about this crap. You look at these stats. Kobe pretty much in their best years, Kobe was better than Paul Pierce and everything. PER.
I don't think the question was Kobe better than Paul. We know
I know that, but I'm going there. I'm going there because our boy Nick Freese, I love you, Nick. I'll see you on Tuesday. The blasphemy, because we were having a separate conversation about this whole Kmart Draymond thing, and you brought up the point that if Draymond had the Warriors, the 73-9 Warriors beat the Cavs in Game 7, clearly Draymond was going to be the MVP of the finals. 35 points, 15 rebounds in a Game 7 against LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love. And we brought up how Andre Iguodala finals MVP. Should have been Steph. But he said he got it because they said because he was knocking down LeBron. Really funny when LeBron was averaging like 35, 10, and 10 in the series. It should have been the finals MVP, but you're not going to give it to the dude on the losing team.
unless you're white.
RP Jerry West. How Kawhi got finals MVP because he said he knocked down LeBron. He only scored 17 points, but LeBron was averaging 34.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
But then our great boy Nick Freese wants to bring up the fact, well, no one's going to mention that Paul Pierce knocked up Kobe. Let me be clear. The Celtics did beat the Lakers in game in 6. And Paul Pierce locked up Kobe Bryant in Game 4 of the second half. We were up 25 points. Paul Pierce went to Doc Rivers and said, I want to guard Kobe, and I'm going to give Paul Pierce his props. That was the best defensive assignment I saw on Kobe Bean Bryant my entire life. He was in his jersey for 24 minutes. He did not give Kobe breathing room in that second half. But let me be perfectly clear to our brother Nick Freese and anybody in here who wants to say that Paul Pierce locked up Kobe Bryant. Kobe averaged 26, 5, and 4 in those 08 finals. In the finals they won at 7, he averaged practically 30. So Paul Pierce never locked down Kobe Bryant. He had a good half, which basically was the reason why they won the finals. Because they went up 3-1, and the Lakers weren't coming back from that. Much as I kept hoping alive they would win Game 6 of Boston, but all of a sudden Sam Cassell and PJ Walker turned into the modern Magic and Kareem. But Paul Pierce never knocked Kobe Bryant for a series, knocked him for a half. And it was the most important half in finals in the Celtics finals history post Bird. But get the F out of here with this crap that Paul Pierce is better than that Kobe was never the face of the league, Paul. Shut up. And that's the truth. Paul Pierce.
Cody said, know what Cody said?
I think he was the face of a generation. I don't know if the media made him the face of the league. To me, he was the face of the league. Hey, what's up, Kiara? Main Event Mama's in the building. Yes, Kobe was the face of the league. What are we talking about? The face of the league. And for say, we're going to talk about when me and you were born. So we were born in the 80s. It was Magic and Bird. Then it went to Jordan. Then it was Shaq. Then it was Kobe. And now it's LeBron. Those have been the face of the league of the last 40 years. If you want to go to the pre-Magic and Bird, it was Wilt, it was Bill Russell, it was Kareem, it was Jerry West. But don't tell me Kobe Bryant was never the face of the league. What are we talking about?
I agree. I don't know how long he lasted, but I agree. Even if it was for a short amount of time, he was. I give him that.
From 05 to me, Kobe was the face of the league. He was the face of the league, really, to me, if you want to talk about as far as his prime, from 05 to 2012. And then Bron came in, and it's been him ever since. But if you want to be
are you saying best player in the league or face of the league? Because those are two different things.
Okay. Do you want to say face of the league? My personal belief, Kobe was the face of the league until the day he retired. And Bron was the best player in the league. That's me. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
I get that.
But I would not argue if someone said at that time Bron was the face of the league.
I think I might have.
But if I want to say a cutoff, I will say 2010. After LeBron won his second MVP.
I got Bron before. I got face of the league. Again,
face of the league.
I got Bron before. I got Bron maybe 08-ish, 09-ish, and Kobe was the years between Shaq and that. So I give you. I mean, I give you that, but I still think that Kobe was the best player in the league until whenever I think he was the best player in the league. That's not even important. But Kobe was still the best player in the league, but I think that the face of the league, I think they knew it was. I think it was given. It was Bron. For me, I think it was Bron from like 08 until now.
I won't argue there. Frank says 05 to 2011. It definitely was post Shaq.
It was post Shaq.
It was definitely post Shaq. Shaq had it from 2000 to 04. And then when the Kobe Shaq split happened, we really know the face of the league.
Mm-hmm.
T-Mac was not the face of the league. T-Mac, you can argue T-Mac might be the best player in the league at that time, though. The face of the league, T-Mac wasn't the face. He was definitely in that conversation of being, because I was either you were a T-Mac guy, you were a Kobe guy. It was pretty much that. But as far as face of the league, that in T-Mac's peak, Shaq was still there, and then it went with the Kobe. But for Paul Pierce to say Kobe was never the face of the league is flat out dumb, and it's a lie. Stop. Cut the crap.
I think that's Celtic hate.
Yeah, it is, but
I think.
I mean, Cornbread Maxwell still gets mad, still talks trash to us from every game, but that's just me. What's the criteria to be the face according to Shrub? Okay, I think we might all have different answers, but I'll go with mine. It's not just what you do on the court; that plays a big part in it. But how?
This is the hurt coach. What you about to say about the hurt coach?
I know what you're saying, but
about the hurt coach.
How recognizable you are off the court? If the common fan will realize, obviously, the casual fan recognizes you, wears your gear. You might not be a person might not be a diehard Lakers fan like me and like Trunks.
Yeah,
but if they turn on the screen and Kobe's on, they're stopping what they're doing. If LeBron's on, they're stopping what they're doing.
What year did LeBron beat Detroit? 07?
Yes.
Yeah, 08 after that.
08 was Kobe's year. Yeah. LeBron lost the finals in 07 to the Spurs.
Yeah, 08.
That 07 team. Kobe had the cachet, but Bron didn't really get that until the Heatles.
Nah.
I think Bron was global. No, Bron was global then too. Bron was global.
Bron was global. The hate didn't really start until the Heatles.
Yeah, Bron was global, man.
Yeah,
Bron was global.
Yeah, because even then when Bron in early Bron years when Stephen A. Smith was saying Bron was better than Jordan, we're not getting to that.
Bron was global. I think Cody said, I think who puts butts in seats, who sells shoes, jerseys, and gets the most face time. Well, not like Kobe, but Bron was global. Let's be clear. Bron was global. It was global.
Bron was global in high school. That's where the difference comes from. Bron was global in high school. And he came into the league, with that hype of that. So, but Kobe, like I said, everything that happened with Kobe, off court or whatever, I still think that from the year that Shaq had left the Lakers, I'm not even say when Shaq left the Lakers. I'm gonna say the year y'all lost to Detroit, y'all beat New Jersey before then, right?
We beat Jersey in 02. We lost in 03.
Yeah.
We got eliminated by the Spurs in 03, and then we lost to the Pistons in 04.
Okay. I think that year when y'all lost to the Spurs.
Oh boy.
That's the face of podcasting.
Yeah.
I think the year when y'all lost to the Spurs, I think that's when Kobe ascension of being face of the league started. So I'm not going to say after Shaq left. I'm going to say even when Shaq was still on the team, I think that's when Kobe was started to be a face of the league.
Well, you ain't gonna argument here, and I let Shaq. I think, and those who said that Shaq wasn't the best player on the Lakers during those years, go get drug tested, please.
And I think that I'm just
at the fact that we have to separate the two, best and face. You don't have to be one of the other, but you
can't be both.
You can't, Cody.
And a lot of times, at one point in the league, you are both.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, for me, when LeBron might have been face of the league 08, 09, I said that's for me. It started after he beat Detroit.
God, that was crazy.
Because after that, that's when everything started. That's when a lot of people started to take notice of what was happening there.
All right, you got anybody calling on names before we get up out of here?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Terry Pegula.
Oh boy.
I have to wake up 2 more weeks. Matter of fact, you about to be like Stephen A. Smith on here.
Oh boy. For those who don't know, Terry Pegula is the owner of the Buffalo Bills,
and they're great. The Pegulas are great people.
Yes, they've been great. But great owners. They own the Buffalo Sabres, the NHL team. They bought the Bills. Their daughter Jessica, one of the best tennis players in the world. But yeah,
Steph has never.
I got of course Cody.
Steph has never been the face of the league, sir.
Yeah, I got to rep my boy Cody. Got on the ball with a green shirt today. There were years where Brown was the best player. Nah, Steph was not the face.
And when Steph wasn't the face. Unfortunately.
By the way, Steph showed up today in some Oregon dunks. They're playing the Blazers tonight. He showed up in some Oregon threes, I should say.
Yeah.
He's really letting Under Armour know. You really effed up by letting me be a free agent. But okay, what up, Dalton? T-Mac was never the face of the league.
Never.
Cody. T-Mac was never the face of the league. Arguably the best player, but he was never the face.
Yeah, the Pegulas, man. Until all 3 of them is gone. Yeah. Can't believe he was out there talking to Keon last night.
Yeah, he was out there. Yeah, T-Mac was out there. For those who know, I said earlier.
Well, a lot of people don't know is anytime Josh Allen was running up on the sideline, Keon was the one that was catching the ball for him. So Keon is still, attached to the team. I still think the players still have faith in him. I just think that the owners and the coaches is really low on him, production-wise. And then this is not the first meeting he missed or was late to. So, but damn all that.
Oh yeah,
the Pegulas. As long as Brandon Bean and Sean McDermott and Joe Brady still there, y'all don't call out names.
I got one more card on them. Just talk about it. All you sports fans, and I'm going to also bring this up Wednesday on Sports4U Wrestling. All you people who are upset for Cam Scatterboo for having the bit with Monday. Let me be perfectly clear. So those who didn't see, I don't have the footage, so I want WWE to try to delete us off YouTube. But here's the footage. So Cam Scatterboo, Abdul Carter, and some of the Monday Night Raw was at the Garden on Monday. Dude, did IU drop the ball? Oh man, yeah. We'll talk about that on Tuesday.
Did he drop the ball?
But I don't know if he did, but we gotta discuss that. What the heck is going on with that situation?
I need to know about that contract.
So Monday Night Raw was at the Garden on Monday. John Cena's last Monday Night Raw. You saw the Eagles there. I saw Big Dom and Cooper DeJean was there. And then they over to the Giants. Obviously, you see Cam Scatterboo. He's sitting next to comedian Andrew Schultz. Abdul Carter sitting behind him. By the way, Abdul Carter, don't ever in your life ask to wear the number 56 ever again. Ever. You don't get that. Until you play like Lawrence Taylor, you can't be up there being late for meetings, bro. I don't want to hear it. Don't ever. Come on, man. Stop it. But people were upset. So there was a bit where they did where Cam Scatterboo was talking trash to this faction on the Judgment Day, of course, with shout to Dom Mysterio, Finn Balor, JD McDonough. And Cam Scatterboo pushes JD McDonough, and they get into a little scuffle. Now, me minded, Cam Scatterboo just had surgery because after he fractured his ankle, after he dislocated his ankle, his foot is in a walking boot. They were behind the barricade. They were not going to put that dude in harm to ruin his career. And everyone upset saying, well, you shouldn't be out there. Why stay home? If you're going to be there, just go enjoy the show. You don't got to be a part of the show. Y'all get a life.
Bro, upset.
I mean, come on, dude. We're really that upset. They was not going to let this dude get hurt. And that's all I got to say. All right, we're going to get up out of here. Begins. Check out, again, on Sunday. Culture Clash has 2 watch-alongs on the football side. Check out Southern Warfare, Trail, JB, featuring our boys Dale, Champ, and Drill during the Saints Falcons game during the 1 o'clock window, Pacific window. And then, of course, the number 1 watch-along on Sunday nights, Sunday Night Lights, with yours truly and others will be here to talk Rams, Buccaneers Sunday night. Mark, if you're at the architecture, I will be needing a live report from the SoFi to see what the color scheme is looking like in there. So Bella said this FMLA is extended. Shout out to FMLA. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for Sports4U podcast. Like us on YouTube, subscribe, and make sure you
fuck moms leave it in the ass.
No, dude.
Oh,
you know what FMLA? You should be very familiar with FMLA. Come on, bro. Unofficial sponsor of the show. Scan that QR code for Sports4U podcast and for Culture Clash. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with this dude, man. This dude out here just what? I don't know what's wrong with this dude.
Say Charles real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I don't know what's up with John. John tripping.
I'm just trying to end the show. All right, so Sunday, check us out then, and then we'll be back 5-4 Tribal War Zone. Catch me, Mark, Nick, Cody. It's the Friendsgiving edition of Sports4U on Tuesday. As we get ready for talk some football and talk some food on Tuesday, and we'll let you know about what we're going to show next Friday because the little princess is in there. It's turning 9, but so we probably won't be a show there. But stay tuned. We'll let you know what we got going on next week on Tuesday. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, tell a friend to join the number 1 sports podcast in the world. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the college football. Obviously, Mark, I got a slaughter going on against Charlotte. Tennessee, do not leave your game in Knoxville when you get into Gainesville. We have not won there in almost 20 years. Let's end the streak tomorrow. They don't have a coach. There is no excuse for y'all to lose tomorrow. None.
Not a one.
And we will keep your eyes on that situation with Lane Kiffin as well. If he's possibly be the next head coach at LSU or Florida. So we will see y'all next week. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy all the sports. This has been Sports for You. I'm John. That's Mark. The VIP section, the comment section. Y'all are wonderful. We love it. And enjoy y'all sports weekend. Peace out, everybody.